I'm dancing in the background. I'm having fun. Hey, I hope you guys love my new intro. I'm Charlie Grace with Charlie Grace Adventures. For all of you who do not know me, welcome. So happy you're here on a fun day Monday. We've got a really good topic today we're going to talk about. I want to say thank you to Boondock with Boomer, who's having a raid, bringing everybody over here. So much fun to have so many really cool friends here. Let's say hi to some people. But first, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up and give me a like. If you're new here and you want to subscribe, please subscribe and hit that bell to get notified. I put out cool videos every single week, and I do a live stream, which is really fun. So you can meet new friends and chat and have a lot of fun. We'll have really good hot topics. So let me put that out right there. I'll put the banner right there so you guys know what you're supposed to do. How cool is that? If you feel compelled and we're doing something really cool and you're like, hey, you know what? I would love to support what we call the Smile Fund. We have a Smile Fund. Every super sticker and every super chat, after YouTube takes their fees, goes to what we call the Smile Fund, where we put smiles on other people's faces, which is really cool. So we pay, we surprise people paying their grocery bills. Sometimes we go to Walmart, where there'll be servers and waiters and waitresses. We like to help people in need, single moms, things like that. So it's really nice. And sometimes members in our community need a little extra help, and we like to help them with our Smile Fund. So all that money goes in a pool, and that's how we use it, which is so cool. So let's see who we've got real quick in the chat, and then we're going to get on to our topic of the day, because we've got so much to talk about, and I'm really excited about this one. So, of course, Boondock with Boomer, he's here. There we go. Ashley's here. Hey, Ashley, good to see you. Johnny's here. Hey, Johnny, good to see you, man. Troy from Nomadic Rat Pack, good to see you. And Linda's like, Boomer Raid. Thank you so much. There's Mike, wee Mike. There's my buddy Mark with Columbus Mark. Amanda's just chilling. Hello. Jarhead Ginger. Hey. There's my ginger sister. I love that. I appreciate her being here. You guys are just loving this. Crystal and La Gringa. I love that. And Bubbles, RC Shed. Hello, Charlie. Love your energy. Well, you know, imagine me on caffeine. Yeah, sort of scary, huh? All right. So here's the topic of the day. I'm going to bring this up because I think we all need to sort of like take a beat, because this is really, really important to me, near and dear to my heart. And for those of you who know me, most of you guys know me as a person who has been working with dogs and traveling and things like that. But tonight's topic, here we go. If you've ever thought about traveling with a dog, tonight's topic is full of rescue. This is the most Okay, so at the end, that's my little four-paw wet-nosed friend. Her name's Rosie Bell Dog. She was up here a minute ago, but I think she's going to go back and grab some dinner. We are going to talk about travel safety with our pets. And I have a very special guest here today, which I'm really excited to bring up. They're another YouTuber, really great friends of mine. Are you guys ready? It is RV Life with Adrian and Ruth. How are you guys?
Hey guys.
How you doing?
And by the way, we absolutely love your new intro. Love it.
Thank you. It's just fun. It's a new year. We've got to do some new stuff. I love it. So tell us a little bit about your channel, what you guys do.
Go ahead.
So we're RV Life with Adrian and Ruth. About a year ago, we lived in South Florida, sold our house, and I relocated to Georgia for work. We live in an RV and travel all over exploring, and we take you along with us.
we travel with our min pin,
Yes,
our
honey.
2-year-old min pin Honey.
So Min Pin, for those of you who don't know in the dog world, is a miniature pinscher. She's adorable, and she's like a tannish brown. She's not like black. She's a little different, which I love. I love that.
Yeah.
And most people who have RVs have a pet. You know, we found that as we go to campgrounds and we talk to people, sometimes the reason why people get a camper is because they have a pet and they want to travel with their pet. You're living the dream though. You guys are traveling and you're going places and you're doing things. I want to know, before we get into some of the other stuff, what were the concerns that you guys had when you just said you're going to travel and you're going to bring your dog? Do you guys have any thoughts?
I did. At first, I wanted to make sure that that all of the campgrounds would allow her, because even though she's small, you say Doberman miniature pinscher and they go straight for, oh gosh, well, what kind of breed is this?
Yeah.
Is this a mean breed? And it's like, she's far from mean. She's like most of the time under the covers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she's a sweetie, but you're right. Dog friendly campgrounds, that's number one, because you don't want to go someplace where they're not wanted, right?
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
yes.
What else was a concern of yours?
Um, Finding a vet and making
Mhm.
sure we got a common place to take her to, like we did in
Right.
Florida. So that's kind of another one of the other reasons we have like a home base where we kind of stay at. Like right now, we're here for a couple months, and then we'll start traveling out. But we always got somewhere to go and call home.
Yeah, that was a concern because she's still young. She just turned 2.
Yeah.
So she still, they still need shots and they get regular visits, more often than let's say a 7-year-old. So we wanted to make sure, like he said, that we had a
Yeah.
home base where we could establish not only ourselves but her,
Yep.
and still travel.
Right, exactly right. So I travel with Rosie Bell Dog, and Rosie's a lab mix. She's a little on the medium side. She's not too big, she's not too small, but she's got a ferocious bark, so she sounds like a big dog. And I always say that when you're traveling, one of the big things that I'm always concerned about is when I get to my location, I like to know what emergency services are available. Like I like to know where the hospital is, just in case for me, but also where the vet hospital is. Is there a 24-hour care somewhere around? Something can happen. I want to take a step back though and get back to the campground thing, because I want to talk about campground safety and dogs. This is huge. Okay. There's a lot of amazing campgrounds that I've gone to, and I've seen a lot of dogs. Some were friendly, some were not. Some are friendly with their owners, but maybe not with other people, not
Right.
with other dogs. So one of the biggest things I always say is, even though your dog might be the sweetest, most gentle, amazing dog in the entire universe, it's really a good safety precaution to keep them on a lead, keep them on a leash. Not
Yes.
because that you're worried about your dog, but another dog might come slightly be aggressive towards yours, and it gives you the opportunity to get them back quicker to you. If you're
Exactly.
chasing your dog trying to find them, and because they're sweet and docile and nice, but then you can't get to them, there could be an issue. It's a lot easier just to have them on that lead and get to them real and fast things. So if you're in a campground, I know this is a big hot controversial topic, and I know there's some places they're like, oh, but my dog would never hurt a fly. I'm not worried about that dog. I'm worried
Yeah.
about the other dog. So
Right.
just
Absolutely.
as
Yeah.
a common courtesy to everybody, it's not just pick up your poop. Yes, we're going to pick up the poop.
Yeah.
Put your
And
dog
some
on the,
people don't do that either.
Yeah.
we'll do that too. Yes, we all need to pick up the trash and pick up your own
Yes.
dog's poop. I pick up
Yeah.
other people's poop all the time. Not people, dogs. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Ew, ew. But yeah, it's a big issue. So I just want to say hi to a few more people real quick. John's here, my buddy John. Good to see you, John, from Waterbury, Connecticut. Love this. She Devil's here. Tim from Time for Exploring.
Very.
Naj, Lucretia from Burn Up the Roads. Oh my gosh, Lucretia, good to see you. This is my buddy Stan. Stan's got a gorgeous, gorgeous shepherd dog, super sweet. And there's my buddy Darian. Got a great meetup coming up in March. Lots of things happening here, guys. So one of the reasons why I invited Adrian and Ruth up is because they've just had a very traumatic experience with their pup and traveling. And I wanted them to share that a little bit with the community, because this could happen to anybody. And things like this, it's just good to know their story. So do you mind telling us what happened?
No, and it's funny because when you were speaking about the importance about the list that you compiled, and the safety.
Mhm.
To be quite honest with you, we didn't do a lot of these things.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
trust me, after the last week, we have learned. So I'll let Adrian tell you, because I might start to cry. I'll
Well,
probably cry anyway, but
so we were down in Tampa for the RV show, as everyone knows. Everybody was there, and we were, packing up to come back to Georgia. Um, at some way, somehow, I think the door was open and the dog ran out. And she's one of those dogs that you call her, she keeps going the other way. So my daughter lives on a dead end street, which was fine. Um, she
she was
chased a
she
cat
was chasing a cat.
out to like a semi main road,
Mhm.
and she got hit by a car. I had to rush her to a hospital. Dog, luckily I called the first place my daughter told me to go to, and they weren't. Uh,
So it's funny that you said about 24-hour vet, and that's very, very, very
yeah.
important.
So the good thing is that I called this other place, and they're like, "Yep, bring her in." I got there. They had the door open for me, and pretty much to sum it up, she had broken ribs, internal bleeding around her lungs, trauma on her head, her back hind leg, and then her front left paw is really like not doing much. She's kind of starting to walk on it, but it was the craziest thing. She had to be on oxygen. 5 days worth of this stuff cost a lot of money.
Had they not, though, had he not thought to call the one vet where my daughter sent him, um and they told him, no, we can't treat her here.
Yeah,
So
Right.
that would have been wasted very
time.
important time, because she was bleeding internally, and he
Right.
went straight to the other vet, and they were waiting for her, and there was
Yeah,
five people working on her immediately. So that's why it's so important, just like you said,
just
so important to have,
just Google your local
just like,
emergency hospital
and
for.
I learned that lesson because I'm the one who plans out our trips, and I never thought of that. I never thought, okay, we're going to be in, let's say, example, Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to look for the nearest 24-hour vet within a radius of the campground. I never thought about that,
Yeah,
but anything can happen. Anything can happen, and it's the craziest thing, because she ended up being pretty much critical. She was in an oxygen tank that was more like a hyperbaric chamber,
Right.
um, and it was basically touch and go,
yeah,
and it was to the tune of, I'm not, almost $10,000, which, like, I would give up every cent I have to save my dog,
Of course.
but we didn't think she was going to make it, and
yeah. It was definitely spotty there at times. The place where we went to was Veterinary Emergency Group,
Hmm.
and they were awesome. They would send me texts, update texts, pictures of her. We would go anytime. They're open 24 hours. You can go anytime you want. So they were very, very helpful. It's you know, it's hit or miss what you're gonna get when you're on the road, but at
and
least
we
they were pretty
and we didn't
awesome.
have we didn't have her we didn't have her records with us. We didn't have all these things that you say,
Yeah,
and we learned this the hard way, because they did treat her, but her being such a young dog, they were asking us, of course, what shots does she have, what does she not have, and of course, at the time we were like, so that
yeah.
is
So
so
that's
important.
the chamber she was in, and on oxygen for
And she
five
was
days.
5 days. They had to, because she had internal bleeding, they had to tap her lungs twice, and if the second one had not worked, they would have had to do a surgery and put a tube in,
Yep,
and she would have had to gone to a
to a surgical
to a
specialist
surgical
to
specialist,
see where the
which,
bleeding was coming from.
Mm.
But it,
so
yeah,
at one point we didn't know we were going to be able to continue, and I can tell you right now, it's a scary thought to have to give up on your animal, because
especially when she's so young and so, you
Right.
know,
Right. Right.
uh,
I have to,
So
my heart goes out to you when I found out. I mean, and this could happen to anyone. That's why I'm saying. That's why I think
Yes,
this is a really great experience to share with
in a
people.
split second.
in a split, like literally we had everything in the car, literally.
Yeah.
It was like, and the crazy thing is that we are very good about putting her, she's a runner, so we know this. We are good about putting her in the crate, but I thought that my daughter had her because her dog is a runner too.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's really important to, if you're going to be going in and out of a place, just make sure that you put your dog up. Make sure that everybody's saying, okay, I'm going in and out, whatever it takes, because in a split of a second.
yeah. Be
and
proactive, and we did, but it just like that
And the
happens.
crazy thing is that they didn't stop. They continued to go.
Yeah,
They hit her and accelerated and sped
It's
out.
sad. It's so sad. Well, and yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do on that one. Now you're just dealing with, making sure that your dog is safe and taken
Yes.
care of. And kudos to you for, I mean, like I said, my heart just went out. It was just like, oh my gosh, because I know how much we all love and care about our pets, and I know how much you guys love Honey. So, real quick, I want to do a couple comments here. Jarhead Ginger says we keep a copy of our shot records on our phone, so we don't have to keep up with the paper. I always say have both.
That
Paper always
is
trumps.
that's
Always.
like, we have learned so many lessons this past week. Like, we took that for granted. We took it for granted.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, we honestly, we took it for granted because typically she's with us and we have our RV with us and we are full-time RV. So I will say that is why, but we were careless into where we were traveling with her without our RV and didn't bring it with us.
yep,
Yeah, yeah, it's a little scary. Well, let's talk about some things because you know what? Number one, I'm glad she's on the mend. I know
yes,
this has been a
Yes.
very huge, very emotional moment. I think it's not for naught, and the fact that we can use this experience to tell other people and remind them. Number one, things can happen. Two, we really appreciate all our veterinary staff all over the country. It makes a huge difference. I know it's an extreme expense. Some people believe in getting veterinary or dog insurance, pet insurance. Sometimes that can
yeah,
help, but when it comes to emergencies like this, it just sort of is what it is. I mean, the cost of the care is what it is. So
Yeah.
these are big things that people have to make a decision on. It's really tough, especially for those individuals that may not have the finances. It's
yep.
a significant amount of money. I mean, $5,000 goes like that, ten thousand
Oh yeah,
dollars goes like that. So
And this is why right there in that, on the in after she was out of the woods and we we were able to bring her home, we said that we were going to make it our mission that any fundraising we do throughout the year will go to a fund that they have for people who can't afford,
yeah,
to
who their
help.
dogs
Yeah,
have a fighting chance and they can't afford to pay it, because the doctor said, I can't tell you how many people, I tell them that their dog can make a recovery but just needs a couple of days at the hospital,
and
and they can't do it.
right.
And we felt helpless. Like, that is a feeling that I will never want anyone to go
yeah,
through.
it's one of the worst.
Yeah, it's horrible. All right, let's take a step. I want to share this with you guys, and I want to talk about this. Let me see, is it on there? There we go. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be proactive. All right, this is important. We're all gonna take some time. I'm gonna drop a link right now in the chat for this particular. Let me go back here. This is something I put together. I put together a few of these over the years, and this is my list. This is my ultimate dog packing travel list. Okay, so if you guys are gonna go on a car road trip, on an RV trip, whatever this is, these are things you need to think about, okay, whether you need to particularly bring it or not. But my first one, like we said, is veterinary records. Always, always. I like have a diaper bag for my dog. I have like a packing bag that's got her records in there. I always call when I go to the vet. I have them email me her records at the same time. And if you go to someplace such as if you're traveling, you go to Banfield. Banfield keeps them on record, and you can call them up and say, "Hey, send me a copy. I want to make sure to have it on my phone too." The next thing is if you have a pet that's travel, microchip is not a bad thing, but you need to have the microchip information too, because
Yeah.
sometimes your pet's been microchipped with wherever you adopted it from. It may not
Yeah,
be your information; it could be someone else's
Right.
information. So,
Right.
something to think about as you're doing this. You'd be surprised how many people don't have a photo of their pet on their phone. I'm
Oh
always
gosh.
I have like 1,000 of my dog, but
I,
some people
I,
don't
I
have
won't
that.
tell you how many I have of mine. I think I have more pictures of my dog than I do of my husband.
I'm just saying, small things like that. I know. Bless their hearts. The other thing I would like to say is if you are traveling, please, please, please. The one thing I beg of people is make sure that your pet is as protected as you are. If you're wearing a seatbelt, so should your dog or pet. Make sure that they are either in a crate, in a harness, connected through a seatbelt, whatever it might be, and far, far away from those lovely airbags, because those airbags are like bombs coming at you. And I've seen people actually not just have their pets die, but have injuries from their pets because their pets then got pressed into them as well. So it's a very scary situation. It's a very sad thing. So when I watch people driving their RVs and I see those little dogs on the front windshield, I see other things like that, it just scares me. So just if you have any questions on that, I'm going to drop a link as well. And this is not a shameless plug. This is a safety plug, by the way. So I have a list
Mhm.
on our Amazon store of things that will be very helpful. If it's just a good starting point, not saying you have to go there, but if you want to just take a look at it, please feel free. That I've got a list of dog things, dog travel items, and that sort of correspond with this list. Move on real quick. Let's talk health and wellness. So last week we had the Broken Nomad. We had Kevin on talking about making everyone needs to make their own emergency kit, right? You should know what's in it, pack it yourself. Therefore, you know what it is. But I said the same thing for pets. So you should probably have your own pet emergency kit too. So what that means is, whether it be bandages, they've hurt their paw, something like that. You never know where you're going to be, and you may be pretty far away from getting emergency care or first aid care.
That's
So
a good idea.
see, there you
Yeah,
go.
we every time if she, obviously when we tow the RV, all her stuff is back there, so we keep a bag, kind of like the diaper bag thing, but we just
But
everything's
we
there,
didn't bring her.
blanket,
But
toys,
we didn't bring her records.
no, but
But you got a bag, so it's a good start. You got to start
yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere. I think you guys are on it. But
Yeah.
like I said, take a look at this list. I think it's a really good idea of things to bring: nail clippers, things like that, toothbrush,
Mhm.
whatever you need. Food and drink, of course, that's self-explanatory. The one thing people forget is sometimes you need a water bottle, for your dog. You might be going places where she needs to take a drink, and there you go. Walking essentials. I can't tell you how many times I go camping and they look at me like, "Oh, look, there's the dog lady. I bet she's got extra poop bags." Oh, I every time I have people give me free poop bags, I tend to hand them out at campgrounds just so everybody's got them. It's
You're
fantastic.
not a dog mom until you have poop bags in your pockets.
That's right. That's right. When you do your pants and you realize you still got poop bags in there. Oh, geez.
and talking
Um,
about the water, we have a collapsible bowl that I keep in my
That attaches to your
to
key ring.
keychain, but I keep mine in my center console, and I
Mhm.
just pop it real quick,
Mhm.
and she gets good water.
it's fantastic. I mean, stupid little things like that, but it makes a world of difference when you're traveling. It really does.
Yeah.
So, a couple other things, real quick, as I'm thinking, is something dogs can get bored when you travel. I know that sounds really odd, but they can get bored.
No,
So
it's
I like to bring different kinds of toys that can keep them entertained as well. I'm gonna see if I can let me see if I can share my screen real quick. If I can. You think I've done this like 1,000 times, right? You think I should know what I'm doing. Heaven forbid. I'm just gonna share my Amazon page for a second here. Um, see if we see it now. There we go. So dogs get really bored, and one of the things I really like are puzzles. And by the way, there's one of the water bowls we talked about getting like an
oh
easy,
yeah, those are great. Those are great.
fantastic. Um,
Puzzles?
puzzles are fantastic to bring. If your dog has never done a puzzle, I highly
I've
suggest you just try
never,
one sometime.
I've never gotten her a puzzle.
Or a snuffle mat, something like a snuffle mat where they can find food. Fantastic thing.
Hmm.
Oh
Um,
my
Really
goodness.
good idea. And with the winter season happening right now, the other thing I love to recommend is at nighttime, light your dog up. Please, please, please get her one of these night, what are they called? Let me look at right here. It's called the night eyes. It's like a collar that goes on their neck, or
Hmm.
make sure at least that their leash is reflective. But those things, they're cheap. They last forever. I love these things, and they're just
That's
put them on.
cool. That is cool. We need to
Really
get her
cool.
one of those.
Yeah.
We
Here's
definitely need to get her one of those.
Here's one of those like diaper bags I keep talking about where you put the food bowls in and everything you put in there, which is nice. And of course your the doggy seat belts. I like them when they're on a put together. Here's a light up harness. You want to just go with the whole light up harness thing and make your dog look like an alien.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's green too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, walk around. Um, I love it. Let me see what Stan's saying. My German Shepherd is always bored. It doesn't matter if I've spent 15 minutes throwing a frisbee with him. Oh, I know. I've got Rosie just took her. I'll have to find it. I've got a circle puzzle, and I just crumble up little teeny tiny treats, and I put it in little things, and she slides. She finds these things, and she slides to find the actual. And I'm like, ooh,
That is awesome. I'm gonna have to get one of those.
really fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen those before. I'm gonna have to check your store out.
Bubbles has a Weimaraner, has her own clutch bag with collapsible bowl. Water,
That's awesome.
See, very cool. I love these. Let me look at saving this live. Haley and Molly care. I have to have someone else cut her nails. Yeah, I have a dog with black.
Yes,
hard
ours
to
is black
see.
too.
Hard to see, and it's okay. Go to a pet store. Go to your local vet. It's not that expensive just to get their nails done,
No.
and it's worth it. Just
PetSmart, I think it's like $15.
oh, it's wait. Mike said it's giveaway time. Is it right? It's giveaway time. You know what that means? I'm for like making sure I know this. Jeez, guys. Mike's on it. He knows these things. All right. Here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna do a giveaway. It's gonna be something really cool. I can't tell you what it is. But all you gotta do is type dog in the chat. DOG. We'll make it really simple tonight. I love this. And I'll share my screen so you guys can see all the really cool comments coming in. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. We'll share it. Dog. If you can't spell dog, spell cat. So, what is the prognosis right now on recovery? I know it's sort of like every day something new.
So tomorrow we have an appointment with a trauma vet because we want to make sure that her lungs have not refilled. She's right here with us. We can't leave her alone because she's not like. She still thinks that she can jump but she can't really walk the same. Yeah. She wants to do these things, but she's in a lot of pain.
Right.
They want to make sure that her lungs haven't filled with blood again.
Right.
And
which I don't think they have because they told us what to look out for.
Right, to look for the gums and all
like breathing
and the breathing.
Stuff, but she's been okay.
And they want to check her. She does have broken ribs, but they also want to.
It's gonna just take time to heal.
They want to check because they think she may have nerve damage on her paw because it's like this. She won't straighten it. And they said if it is nerve damage, they will have to amputate.
Right.
Yeah.
But
we're hoping that's not that. We'll find out more tomorrow.
We're hoping that that's not the case. We're just, thinking positive thoughts and the reason that they say amputation is because what happens is with the dog when they have nerve damage, you can't wear a collar all for the rest of your life, and because they can't feel it, they start gnawing at it.
Right. Oh man.
So.
All right, healing vibes for Little Miss Honey. We're just sending them that way.
Please send all the healing vibes.
Ooh, puppy prayers. That's right. Puppy prayers, Georgiana. Exactly right. Okay, let's do a little. Let's see who's gonna win a giveaway today. Let's do a drawing. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going. Who's it gonna be? No whammies, no whammies. Who's it gonna be today? I don't know. So excited. I love this. Who's it gonna be? It's She-Devil. It's Tommy.
Yay! She-Devil.
Right. Hey, Tommy, you know the rules. Here's the rules. Thanks for playing. You have 10 days to email me at charliegraceadventures@gmail.com. All prizes must be claimed within 10 days. That means typically send me an email as soon as you get this so that I can find out and I'll email you back and tell you all the good stuff, which is really nice. I'll always need your address and t-shirt size because you never know what you're going to get, and we'll get something out to you. Thanks for doing this. Yes.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yay. Congratulations, Tom. I love this. All right. It was like, yay. Woohoo. It's all the fun stuff. All right. Cool beans. Well, you know what? I also have a little thank you before I forget that we need to let everybody know about. And you guys are part of this too. I don't know. I know you're a relatively new channel. I have been on air on this channel for a little over a year. Started January 15th of last year. And so every time I do a live, I just like to say thank you to all the people who've been watching, all the people that I've met. And you guys are part of my intro. Did you know that? Did you see the pictures?
That is so awesome. That is so awesome.
I love this. So let's just see where we are today. Here we go.
is so amazing. That is so amazing.
That is
I
so
mean,
cool.
to do what you have done in a little bit over a year, I mean, you should be like super proud of yourself. And of course you did. You're amazing. Ugh.
Thank you, thank you. No, it's fun. It's really all about everybody else. It's really about creating, having something fun to do, putting
Yep.
smiles on people's faces, just doing the right thing. And I started doing shorts. I mean, I really started. The whole idea was if I just do a funny short or something silly every day, then it's probably going to put a smile on someone's face. It might make you cringe, but that's okay too. It's just worth it. So I've just continued to do it, and I think that's what I'm doing. I love it.
Yep.
Fun.
Yes. And we are so
Oh,
glad that our paths cross because we just love you to death.
we met in Georgia. It was so much fun. Okay, wait. I've got a Canadian who I think has a shirt on, maybe even a hat. Always a bandana. I can always say he's got a bandana, but I never know if he's listening to me. Sometimes he's in the basement eating cookies. I never know. Peter is from Australia. 1 year on and still thriving. Yes, you go.
Yeah.
Peter's got this. Oh gosh, Charlie Grace is amazing. I had my channel for 2 years, and I've finally gotten my 12 views. Listen, Mark's awesome. He's a great writer. He's been a lot of
Mark is awesome.
awesome. Okay, geez. Okay, are you there? Are you there, Lance? Hello, it's me. I can pick on him. He has on a shirt. He did a live before ours tonight, and he has on a Charlie Grace Adventure shirt, a Hawaiian shirt.
I'm on the phone. Hi, Bree.
He
Sorry,
still has a
I'm
cord.
talking to a friend of mine.
Awesome.
Hello, guys. Long time no see.
How you doing, man? Nice seeing you.
How's the
Nice
lighting? My
seeing
lighting okay?
Yes,
Look,
your
you
lighting is great.
fantastic. You look great. So real quick, the topic tonight has been traveling with pets, and I want to just bring this up real quick. One of the reasons why you guys got the RV is Uber.
Yep.
Because you got a dog. So
Yep.
Great Dane, great RV. Oh
Big
my
RV.
God.
Yep.
Wow.
Because I was sick of driving around in a minivan. There was just no room. So I said, let's get a motorhome, a little tiny one, just to do weekend trips and stuff. So that's why we bought it.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Wow.
And now you want a cat.
No, I don't want a cat. I'll go for a cat.
Oh, come on. You could put a leash on it.
Yeah, I could do that. I know people that do that.
No, he wants
No,
a
I-
tiger.
Maybe later on.
He wants a
17 years
tiger
from now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my big Class A meeting. Thanks for
There
talking
you
to
go.
his friend.
Lance was talking to his friend. Notice it's singular. He has one friend.
Friend. Well, apparently I've got 41. Holy moly!
Yay! Aren't they awesome? That's
Like,
so
wow.
cool.
I know.
Okay, here we go. Jarhead and Ginger, they're the ones who gave me the idea. It says, love the shirt. We got 2 on our channel last year for a luau. See?
This one?
Just
Like
like
this?
that.
What, they got 2 of your shirts?
No. They got one with their channel name. That's how I got the
Oh,
idea.
okay. Yep.
Hey, I have a friend who also has a pup. Speaking of a big pup, hold on a second. It's my buddy Stan.
Hey,
Oh, big buddy.
how's
Stan.
everybody?
Hi,
Good.
Stan.
Hey.
Hi, Stan.
Hi there.
Okay, Stan, tell us a little bit about your dog.
Well, my dog is a German Shepherd. He's about 90 pounds, so he's a pretty good sized dog. And I just took a trip from Texas to West Virginia in our motorhome and took him with us and had a great time. It's just, we love traveling with him. So, yeah.
Nice.
So what did you learn? Did he get sick?
No, he did not actually. Not this trip anyway. Yeah, a previous
Stan
trip.
did.
Yes. No, but I will tell you a very interesting incident that happened just this last weekend. I went to a wedding, and there was a little girl that I had seen in Oklahoma because her folks know us. And long story, but they're from Oklahoma. They came down for this wedding in Texas, and she doesn't really know me that well. She walks right up to me and she says, "Is Samson here?"
Aw.
Oh, that's
Aww.
awesome.
And as I said
That
to
is
her, I
nice.
said, "Well, sweetheart," I said, "Samson's pretty social, but we don't allow him to come to weddings yet."
Not yet.
So basically, she liked you for your dog.
There you go. There you go.
Guys, I'm glad your dog's okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Oh, thank
Literally.
you. Thank you.
absolutely.
Charlie Grace was giving me all the information about it. I was like, oh my God, I hope that dog's going to be okay because there's nothing worse.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
little scary. It's very scary. We're gonna leave some information, of course, in the description for this video, so you guys can learn more about it and follow the journey, and also check out their channel as well. If you're not following them, you need to go follow them. They're really cool.
We followed him.
So,
Thank
Stan,
We followed him across the grass.
Charlie
Okay.
Grace.
Yes, you did.
I was wondering if I might tell a little story about my dog when I first bought him.
I
He
would
was
love
sick.
to hear that. Go for it.
So we bought a registered German Shepherd. I'm going to tell you what we paid for him and all that and the cost. But this, I mean, when your heart goes all into the dog when you choose a dog. So I've always done rescue dogs and things, and I finally decided I wanted to buy a purebred German Shepherd. So I bought this purebred German Shepherd, and it was about $1,500. And
Plus
within
tax.
plus tax. And within a few hours of getting him home, he's getting lethargic, throwing up. And so immediately we said, and we bought him from a very reputable breeder, by the way. I mean, we looked and looked and found a very reputable breeder, but it was a long story behind that. Anyway, we took him to the vet, and the vet said, this dog is really sick. And I'm like, what all's going on? Oh, he has parvo, he has cryptosporidium.
Oh, no.
And there was a third thing that I don't recall off the top of my head. And we ended up having him in this emergency hospital for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And finally, $4,500 later, I told the doctor, I said, look, this is killing me because I love this dog. We chose him because we immediately fell in love with him. And I said, but man, I just can't keep pouring this kind of money into him. And I said, what can we do? And so for the next 2 weeks, my wife took turns every 2 hours force feeding him during the night. And about 2 weeks into that, the doctor says he's got to sink or swim. You gotta let him go, or he's going to decide to live.
Can we see him?
It would take me a minute, but yeah, you guys keep talking. But anyway, long story short, of course, he's lived, and he is just a great.
That's awesome.
We'll get the dogs.
Well, we can
Can I tell you my diaper
relate.
story?
Okay, you tell me your story. Yes, go
My
ahead.
diaper dog story. So we went camping one time, the family and I, when the kids were little, and the dog, and my one son's still in diapers, and I was using my dad's motorhome, and we overestimated the size of the poop tank in the motorhome for a week.
Oh my God.
So the worst thing happened, and it was all carpeted throughout the whole motorhome, and it overflowed.
Oh my God.
And thank God we had boxes and boxes of diapers with us, and that's what we were using to
clean it up. That was smart.
It was the only thing. Oh, look at that puppy face.
Look how cute he is. So.
Who's a good puppy?
Oh.
Is it a miniature German Shepherd? I mean, I know you're a big guy. I'm just saying.
It's like a freaking bear wolf. It's a bear wolf. That's what that is.
Yeah, he's a good pup.
Oh,
All right.
Just a little bit.
oh my goodness. I love that. Oh, all right. I got to go back.
But
What do I
just
do?
So
like
he had the will to live. He had the will to live.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And so did my toilet.
We're glad for
All
that.
All right, we gotta give birthday shout outs. Apparently, we're getting a birthday shout out to homie Nick Gurr. There you go. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I love this.
I missed. Who won the contest?
Tommy, She-Devil.
Really? Congratulations.
How cool is that? I know. I love this.
Very cool.
So I'm going to give my really quick rundown story of Roosevelt Dog because she's absolutely sleeping, which doesn't happen all the time. And she growls. Roosevelt Dog is what I had a dog, passed away. And I've always had like 2 dogs at a time, whatever. And I went about 2.5 months, 3 months without a dog, which for me was just like, oh my God, like, it's just such a weird feeling when you're so used to, you look around, you're just used to seeing all these things. And I was taken to the shelter and I'm like, this is a bad idea because I work with dogs. I know dogs. I could like just take them all home. I'm like, it's a bad idea. And went there thinking I was either going out to dinner, going to go to a jewelry store. There's like a whole story behind what I thought was going to happen. Instead, I get there and there's this little red puppy. Little teeny tiny red puppy, and she came home, and I took her from the rescue thing to a comic book store because that's where you go first, right? When you get a dog, right? Took her to a comic book store, and I texted the kids, and when my one kid's like, "Does she have to stay?" Oh, I think we lost I think they'll be back. Hold that thought. That was just the weirdest thing. Like, does she have to stay? What's going on? So yeah, it was just a weird. Let me kick him out for a second. And I'll come back. Yeah, we'll have you guys come back in a second. But yeah, she's been fantastic ever since. But about 9 months, she got diagnosed with dwarfism. So when you get a rescue dog, you never know what they're going to be.
Yeah.
It could be something exciting. It could be a small dog, big dog. You look at the paws. You sure like go, oh, they've got big paws. This could be a big dog.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are
pretty
you
big
still-
paws.
Is this thing that you're live still on StreamYard? Because I cannot find it on YouTube. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
There you are.
My
Surprise. So yeah, so it was really an interesting thing. So for those people who love, I'm a big person on, making sure your pets are healthy and things like that. And you can get, like you said, you can buy expensive pets and still have health issues. You can have rescue pets and still have health issues. You never know which way it's going to be. But the one thing I will say is if you're going to adopt a dog, you need to set aside minimally $100 a month. That's your minimum. The average is more like $250 a month between food, vet bills, things like that. Sort of like just to budget that for the year because you're going to need shots. You're going to need to go for wellness checkups. You're going to need to go for other things. So if you can save, make sure it's about $1,600 a month, a year. That's what a dog costs. And one of
US
the
or Canadian.
US, sorry, US.
So 6,000 Canadian.
Great question.
Some of
And
us
one
speak
of
US.
one of the biggest reasons why people return pets to shelters is they say they can't afford them.
Wow.
And
Really?
so a lot of shelters are saying, hey, let me help you with that food. Let me help you with those vet bills. Let's see how I can help you to keep you with your pet. So, yeah.
The standard poodle that I had that you know of, he was a return dog too.
Really?
After 3 months, the lady couldn't take care of him. I couldn't imagine not having that dog.
Hey,
Hey, welcome to the show. Uh-oh.
rookie mistake.
What is that? Battery
A battery.
or life?
Yeah, I didn't have my monitor plugged in and it's feeding off of that. And I had a battery and it just died, I guess.
Yeah. Wait, here we go. An allergy shot is $300 a month.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yep. But you know what, guys?
I
It
know
is
a
what it
friend
is.
of ours had a job. Oh, Fred, go ahead.
And Bree wants to make sure, please return your pets. Don't dump them. If you're in the country, this is something that happens a lot because there's not a lot of shelters to go to. And it's, yeah.
Well, we could definitely relate to what you were saying about your dog. Our dog, I can only imagine. Our dog was at the 5 days?
Yeah.
She was at the emergency hospital for 5 days, and it was almost $10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and because with
Sure,
bones
sure.
and different things they had to do, I can only imagine. But I mean, it is when your heart really gets set on them, and it's like they're part of the family,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was thank goodness that on the we had an amazing doctor, and she said, I don't want to give up on her because she's so young.
Right.
And she gave us a chance to raise some funds. Otherwise, we would have had to make an unimaginable decision, and it was tearing us apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Mike wants to know, Stan, you look a little cold. You doing okay?
Oh, it's funny because
Texas.
we keep our house very cool, and I've been cold all day because we're not used to this. I don't know, what is it, 23
Cold winter.
degrees out
It's cold
or
winter,
something,
Stan.
and it feels
He's
like
got no
18.
body fat on him. It's all muscle.
And meanwhile,
Yeah.
he has his short Hawaiian shirt on.
Yeah, I'm in shorts.
I've
I
got a
was-
thin sweatshirt and a
I
thin
was
jacket
shirtless a
on.
few
but-
minutes ago.
We're just happy he's got a shirt on. Please, let's have
Why can you off?
We're just
Yeah.
no, we're good. We're good.
I'm boiling hot in here. It's hot in Baton Rouge.
Oh, geez.
It's like
This is
78
so-
degrees.
Yeah,
here.
Today-
Bree's laughing at me. She says, "Poor Stan. I'm sure it's snow on the ground where she is, and
It is. It's
Like
snowing in
it's Canada
Texas
weather.
right now.
There you go. Okay, where in Texas are you, Stan? We are near Houston,
I am just south of Fort Worth."
Fort Worth. Okay, and of
Well,
course Kevin's like it's 34 degrees and he's still in shorts. I kind of do.
I think that's Kevin's bra size.
Oh, would you stop?
It looked like one. 34 out.
Oh,
Well, okay, so listen. We're gonna. The pet thing is fantastic, and Stan, I appreciate your sharing your story. That's a great thing to talk about because buying a pet, going through the process,
yeah.
how he thrived, and now he's just a big old fuzzy bear, and I love that. I love you guys for talking about Honey and how even you guys are fantastic pet owners. I know you guys, So it like things just happen. That's really
Yep.
important. And then Lance, I wanted you to bring up real quick the last campground you were at. You were saying that it was sort of like the Wild Wild West with all the rando dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. It was wasn't a super posh campground, but it was a nice campground that the owner let the other people that let their dogs run around the campground. And she let that because she walked around with her dog off a leash too, the owner of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I won't mention the name, but
That could be a recipe for disaster.
not like
Good.
dogs. People are scared of dogs. People have been attacked by dogs when they're children and they grow up and they're just terrified of them. And you just
Yeah.
never know when you're gonna. And you cannot. I don't care what anybody says. You cannot trust a dog 100%.
Nor
Yep.
can you trust a redhead.
Or a guy with a
Well,
green bandana.
especially when it's not that I don't necessarily think that you can't trust a dog. You can't trust when it's multiple, when you throw
Yeah.
multiple dogs
That's true.
in the mix and then none of them are on leashes. That's crazy.
My mother-in-law had a golden retriever, and all of a sudden they're all sitting on the beach with her friends, and the dog attacked her friend for no
Oh
reason.
my goodness.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
couldn't figure who it was. And it was a brain problem that the dog had. And that's the thing. You
Wow.
never know if a dog's got a brain problem that could attack another human being.
Yeah.
Yep, they're unpredictable. They're
Dogs
an animal.
and redheads can be unpredictable like any other.
Especially red-headed dogs.
Well, now you're starting to scare me then.
It is what it is. I'm just saying. Yeah, you got to be careful. I've had to pick up. Rosie's about 40 pounds. She's a long dog. Lance will tell you. She's like she's
Yeah, she's vicious. Don't come to the door. Don't come to the window on the van.
she's like it looks like Cujo. It's pretty funny.
She's
But
like a pit bull.
she's 36 inches from her nose to where her base of her tail kind of thing. So she's really a long drink of water. But I have had to. I was taking her for a walk on a leash, and there were two bull mastiffs, huge dogs,
Ooh, wow.
that were
Oh,
tied
wow.
to a tree by a property I was walking by.
Well, she sat in my lap, so I'm just making sure you got that right. So,
The dog, not me.
Right.
The dog
Huh?
sit in your lap. Make sure you tell.
I'm the only one that allows her to sit in my lap.
Oh, geez. Anyways, I'm walking the dog on the leash, and these two, they're tied, in their thing, and they got loose. Like, they
Holy
got loose.
cow.
And it was within
Mastiff.
minutes. I
Mastiff.
swooped up my dog. I jumped on this guy's pickup truck, which, by the way, he was not very happy about. But they were his dogs. So I'm like, that's sort of like even.
And you're wearing
I
your
get-
stilettos.
My red stiletto. Right. Caught me again. And I jumped not on the hood, but like on top of the cab because I couldn't get. No, these are really big dogs. And I'm yelling, going, "Come get your." Well, I didn't say "come get your dog." I probably put a few expletives in there. Maybe, I don't know. I try to be nice.
Not you.
No, no, I'm pretty good about these things. But and he was like, "Oh, it's okay. My dogs are friendly." I'm like, "I'm not."
How long did you date the guy in the pickup truck?
It's a long story. It's a long story, Lance. I'm sure there's a country music song
That's a
about
good
it.
way to meet a guy. Eh? Just jump on his pickup truck and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Hey, how you doing?
"Hey, Jeff, what's up, man?
Oh,
Hello,
really
people."
nice. Here we go. Jai says, I only wear my red stilettos on Saturday nights. I know. I need to save for special occasions, right, people? I've got a whole thing on I say van life or RV life. I go to all these places with shoes, and you're like, oh, and you're like, that will never fit in my van. Never in a million years.
We see pictures of them, don't we, Stan?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
It's a long
the
story.
rhinestone boots that I love, and my
Rhinestone
family.
coat.
My family has toiled for
was
years.
just gonna
on
say,
natural
glitter
rhinestone
bombs.
mines.
Okay, we're going from dogs to stilettos now. What's going on? Am I in the wrong chat?
Dogs wear boots too sometimes. I'm just saying. There's
Yes.
shoes. It happens. All right, Ian's here. Oh my gosh. Okay, Jay's got. I have a best that has that. Oh no, pet and training. Okay, so real quick, let's talk about this because I know Ginger just brought this up. If you have a pet that says emotional support, if you have a pet that says service dog, there are certain things that you can and cannot bring your pet to. Now, I will admit my dog was trained for specific things, and especially when I couldn't see very well, so I could walk and do things like that. However, if I see one more Shih Tzu or one more Chihuahua that says service dog on them, and they're not there to smell your breath because you're diabetic, I just want to look at these people and go, listen.
Yep.
I get it. I understand. It's okay. They're not going to bother anything, but it's just like, come on, people.
Shih Tzus can't be service dogs?
They have to have a specific thing they do. Service dogs have to have a job. And
Well,
Can't you just buy those vests online?
yeah, it's on
absolutely.
Amazon.
And they're not supposed to ask you why you have
No,
it. It's illegal
right.
to say, why do you need your dog? But there was
Right.
a restaurant that Ginger just mentioned, saying that there was some place that they denied them because it happens. What?
A couple of years ago, I remember seeing a news story.
That was even Sully's.
Lance, why don't you read that one? I'm not going to read it. Go ahead.
Okay, so it says we need to get Charlie Grace a T-shirt that says "Do not pet." You want to stroke her red hair all the time.
All the time.
So it's a pet or stroke? Yeah, all the time.
It's embarrassing, but it's true, man. We saw it. We watched it.
Yep.
Martha from Ventures and Couple. Did you see her? She walked up and we were in the park. She's like this.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna do it when I meet Stan.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Oh, you just want me to do that to your hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I need a haircut.
Ruth was tempted when we met you, but
I was.
See, it's okay. I'm so used to
Touch
it.
my hair or Charlie Grace's?
Both.
Oh, God.
The sad part about it is I really don't even like to. I used to never say anything about it, but now I do because now I know. Because after I say it, you're like, oh my God, I was that person. I was that one person today that touched her hair. Oh my God. All right. Well, guys, we're at time. There's a lot of stuff going on tonight. I just want to let everybody, I want to say thank you for everybody who came up and thank you for everybody being here. If there's some things that you would like to add to my dog travel essentials list, I'm going to copy and put this in the chat so you guys can take a look at this. You can print this. You can add some ideas if you're thinking about it. I would really love to hear your comments on this.
I will be printing it.
Yeah.
I will be printing it.
Fantastic. And if there are items, and I'll also put the link back for the Amazon store as well. We do get pennies from the Amazon store. Not going to lie, I think I made $3.21. Wow.
Quit your job now.
I'm rolling in it. No, all that money goes back into our Smile Fund. So we're going to be helping these guys out. Yes, sir.
Thanks for helping me on my live tonight, by the way.
You're welcome. Anytime.
You did great. You did great.
You did fantastic. I was wearing green. I thought we were doing the green screen.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna give last words. I'm gonna start with our guest first, okay? Guys, what should we know about your channel? What's coming up? And yeah.
So
Actually, we have a lot of fun stuff coming up.
yeah, we're gonna do what you do and do a van life, but we're gonna rent a van in Puerto Rico and we're gonna travel around the island to the rainforest, the beaches, my uncle's farm, and then we're going up north.
We have something else coming up around Valentine's Day. I can't say, but I really do want to say, but he'll punch
No,
me.
you should say. Come on, tell him. I'm excited.
We actually have something with you.
What?
You're going to be the gracious host of our, what is it called?
It is called.
Wait, Adrian might have
We still kind of messed with the name, but
It's called the Couples Love Challenge. It's
Love.
kind of,
Don't say love. It's a couple's love.
you know, the love connection, that game, that dating game.
it's
you
the
know.
RV Couples Love
It's
Challenge.
RV Couples Love Challenge. So 4 couples. Charlie Grace is going to be the moderator,
He's the
and
hostess of the mostest.
yes. So we'll be posting about it, and we hope you guys can all join us because it's going to be a lot of fun. Neither one of us, none of the couples know the questions. She's going to come up with them totally on her own.
Yep.
And
Oh.
it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
It's going to be.
I have a question for you guys. Have you ever thought of traveling overseas? Because I'm planning on a little trip to New Zealand.
Okay,
Oh,
can you wait? I just
would
want
love
to know if I can come to Puerto Rico because I love Puerto Rican flan.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you can come to Puerto Rico. Anybody's invited.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be a
Yeah,
blast.
this will be
You
fun.
Stan come?
Yes.
Come too.
Anybody
All
can come.
Dan, you got to bring we'll have to buy you another ambulance. Okay.
Yes. So it'll be interesting because I've never done van life, so it should be interesting.
It'll be different. You're going to be like, ooh, I don't know if I like this guy that much. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna put you guys down in the basement for 2 seconds. There's cookies
Okay.
and drinks down there. Hold on, don't leave. Hold on.
Cookies?
No, okay. I'm gonna let you go get cookies too. Say bye, Lance.
Bye, Lance.
And Stan, I just have
Yes.
to say thank you for coming up. I appreciate that too. It's
You
a
betcha.
really good story.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm going to put you in the
All right.
basement. Here we go. All right, guys. You guys have been phenomenal tonight. I can't tell you all the wonderful comments, participation in the chat. I know we're streaming tonight on Facebook, 2 Facebook pages, and of course on YouTube. We are hitting some major goals and doing some really cool things. And this anniversary show is going to be really cool for the big Valentine's Day RV couple newlywed game thing. It's going to be really neat. So we'll put a link to that one as soon as we get the date put together on that. So everybody have a fantastic week, and we will see you next Monday. So we've been using the January as a safety month. Next month it's going to be a little different, really cool, lots of cool topics. Can't wait to share them with you. But until then, here we go.